Yes, you guys. Happy Monday. Happy Milos Kerkez Monday in the building, guys. Even this is happening faster than we expected. Truly, what a time to be alive. What a time to be a Red. Imagine being us. So the latest bomba news from the one and only David Ornstein, you guys, is that Milos Kerkez is set to fly into the UK from Belgrade and undergo his medical today ahead of completing a move from Liverpool Football Club, from Bournemouth to Liverpool Football Club. The 21-year-old Bournemouth left back is going to be joining Liverpool for a fee of around £40 million, and the Hungary international is expected to sign a 5-year deal at Anfield. Guys, what are we saying? He's expected to be officially announced on Tuesday, though. So he's going to be coming in today. He's going to be coming into Liverpool, into the UK again to complete his medical. Probably that's going to take up the whole day, kind of the medical aspect. And they do film that because that's eventually going to be a vlog that's put out onto the YouTube. But yeah, you guys, the official announcement is expected to be tomorrow. Tomorrow is when we'll get the official announcement, apparently. His medical will be today. No, Ryan, like I just said, he's going to be announced tomorrow. That's the update as well. Yeah, the 21 is heading back from Belgrade, Serbia, with the move expected to be announced on Tuesday. The Athletic reported on 20 that reached an agreement to sign the defender in a deal worth around £40 million. Which is going to become our third official signing of the summer. As you can see, these are the other two that we've brought in already. Come on. Toaster, nice to see you from Greece. What a time to turn 20. Saki Master, happy birthday to you. It is indeed your birthday today. Happy birthday. We weren't sure if we were going to do a live, but we got the Milos Kerkez Monday news, baby. So we had to jump on a live, see how everybody's doing in the building. I look like Kerkez, not going to lie. Also, you got your football lookalike now. You got your football lookalike. As you can see, these are our first three signings of the summer. What a piece of business we've done already. I mean, our record signing Florian Wirtz, and then the pace and power and youth that we're about to bring into our fullback positions with Frimpong and Kerkez. I just cannot wait. Yes, his medical is today. I just cannot wait for the season already. I can't wait to see his excitement. Me too. He seems like he's so buzzing to become a Liverpool player. Wirtz is a good player, but he ain't Bruno. Let's see. I can't wait for the Liverpool United games next season. I cannot wait for the Liverpool United games next season. Because truly, we will be a different team than we were last season. So it's going to be so interesting to see how we set up. Yo, we got the GOAT from Portugal. Kerkez Tuesday. We've cooked. Thank you, Leo. Love you guys. Big up. Do you think we'll get Kerkez? That will be, I think we still make two signings after Kerkez. The reason I still think we make two signings is I think there'll be a lot of outgoings. And I'll tell you guys the outgoings I think right now. But my prediction is that overall we're going to sign 5 players for the summer. And I think the next 2 probably aren't coming in to be direct starters like these 3 could be. So we've already raised quite a lot of money from selling Kelleher, Trent, and Kwanzaa. Those 3 are done. On top of those, I think Robbo could leave. I think Tyler Morn could leave. I think Harvey Elliott could leave. I think Jota could potentially leave. Darwin will leave. And I think Lucho could potentially leave. And Chiesa could potentially leave. So I think 2 or 3 of our 6 attackers could potentially leave. And then those other positions I just mentioned to you. So all of those players that could potentially be outgoings is why I think this summer we might make 4 to 5 signings. So I don't think this is done. Even though I think now we're going to be quiet for a bit. We're going to be quiet for a bit on the side of incomings. I think on the side of incomings, for sure, we're going to be more quiet. But a lot of outgoings are going to be expected. I think a lot of outgoings will be coming soon. You see Jota Neves, it's the hair. That's my football look like. Kamal has been a channel legend member for 10 months. I want W's in the building who says, hey, Leo, I hope you're fine. I wasn't well for the past month, but Liverpool's best window ever kept me going. By the way, nice to see you after a long time. Kamal, it is nice to see you in the building. I'm sorry to hear that, and I hope you're doing better now. Just know that it's only going to be good vibes anytime you enter the building. Anybody that enters the building, I'm only going to be bringing the best vibes, and I know so are you guys, because yeah, there's a lot of serious things and things that are much more serious than football in the world going on right now. And in my personal life, there's been some things happening too recently. And then obviously when you look at global affairs and potential wars and just everything that's going on in the world, I truly believe that this space, this building, and this is one of my whys for this channel, is only really about positivity, and it's only about us coming together to speak about things that aren't that important but that are very important to us. And the way I say that is because, again, I know that football for many of us is a way to take time away for some of the tough things that are going on in the world, you know. So this is always going to be that safe space, you know. Kamal, you know that since day one, and that's what I'm always going to make sure this is, you know. When is Milos's medical? Today. You can literally read it right next to me. Right next to me, it says he's flying into Liverpool today and will undergo his medical today. Both of those things are happening today. But he should be announced tomorrow, not today. A verified person, nice to see you in the building. What's good? We need Isaac. I doubt that Isaac will happen, but it seems like we're at least going to try. We're at least going to try, which I love. How many goals and assists will this trio have? I don't know, but they're definitely bringing a lot of attacking threat. Even though two of those players are fullbacks, they're going to be bringing in a whole lot going forward. That's for sure. $40 million is such a bargain. I mean, that's a lot of money to be paying for a fullback, but clearly we see him being our starting fullback for, you know, I don't know how many years, but he's obviously 21 years old. That's extremely young. He could still play at the highest level for 10 years. You know, he's 10 years younger than Robertson. So, yeah, he's just definitely hasn't reached his peak, and yet he was one of the best left backs last season, and there's a reason why the likes of City and Real Madrid were interested in Milos Kerkez as well. I can't imagine Wirtz, Frimpong, and Kerkez playing in Liverpool. Kids can't wait. Me too. I cannot wait for next season. It's been my YouTube name on other channel. Sonny, nice to see you in the building. What's good? Thank you for the support, Leo. Any optimism on Ibu's contract? Honestly, I'm a little bit worried. The reason I'm a little bit worried about the contract situation of Ibu is there hasn't been any optimistic news from anywhere saying that there's been progression in the talks. You know, that's my only concern. And the fact that I hope that we don't kind of let it wait into the season like we did with Salah and Trent and Virgil last season, because it just ends up making a lot of headlines. I just wanted to get it done. I really want him to just renew so we can move on from that and know that he's going to stay for many, many years, you know. But yeah, I have to say I'm not completely confident right now. I'm not completely confident. I worry a little bit that the Marguehi news might not be to replace Kwanzaa, because it seems like he wants to be a starter. My worry is that if Gehi comes in, that we're potentially thinking that he could replace Ibu Konate. I don't know, but that's just what some of the reports have been saying. God, I just hope that's not what it is, and I hope that he just comes in to be that third center back whenever Virgil needs a rest or Ibu needs a rest. But I really hope he's not Ibu's replacement, because I don't see him being a like-for-like replacement, and I really think it would be a mistake to not keep Ibu Konate, because he's ready-made. He's still young, and even though actually Gehi is younger than Ibu, but again, Ibu is proven at the Champions League level, at the highest level, you know. Sakti says, Leo, are you satisfied if next season we only get FA Cup and Carabao Cup? No. I want us to get one of the big trophies, Premier League or Champions League. Not the domestic cups. Arsenal can have those, because right now, the fact that usually I would maybe be okay, but right now Virgil and Salah have 2 years left at the club. They'll want to win the biggest trophies to cement their legacy as the best to have ever played their position in the English division, you know? So they'll want to win the two biggest ones. I think that's all we're going to be focused on, really. Yeah, that's my concern, Sonny. Real Madrid is definitely knocking. I mean, definitely. There's no doubt that Real Madrid would be interested in a player like Ibu. He definitely suits. I mean, he would suit most teams. Let's be honest. He's that good. But I worry that they're already putting pressure to say, come with us on a free, come to us on a free, and yeah, we'll have to see. Oh, I'm sorry, Liverpool, bro. I'm sorry your bunny passed away. I'm really sorry to hear that. Kamal says, I really hope Ibu stays and becomes a legend of this beautiful club. He'll be loved in this club forever, completely. And I do think he loves Liverpool. But the thing is, what I can understand is, again, in any situation, I think you can't be too biased towards the club that you support. When I think about Ibu's current situation, many top clubs will probably be eyeing, even like a Bayern Munich, for example, clubs will be eyeing up Ibu Konate, with the experience that he already has, his age and everything, and they'll be saying, let's pressure him to run down his contract, and we'll offer him a really high, sell on fee that he can get, signing on bonus and high wages. And of course, he's going to be tempted by that. I do think Real Madrid is one of the clubs, so I just think that the only way we kind of get him to stay is truly if we offer him 200,000 plus per week, which I don't know if we're going to do. We have to see what ends up happening. But yeah, it's going to be difficult to convince him because of, I think, top clubs are circulating around him and talking to his agent, this and that. That's definitely happening already. I mean, look, the Trent saga was, Real Madrid were already knocking 2 years prior. So imagine, Ibu has a year left. You know what I mean? Ibu for Asensio, no thank you. No thank you. That's the thing. Not Riz is saying Marguerite can be a replacement if Ibu left. I wouldn't be a huge fan of that. But I think that could be what we're imagining right now, because we can get Gehi on a cut price this summer. And if that ends up happening, then maybe we'll have to sell Ibu this summer because we don't want to lose him on a free given his market value. We'll have to see. Arsenal fan says we wouldn't sell Saliba too. He's too crucial for the club. Yeah, but imagine Real Madrid are already putting pressure on him. That's a very difficult situation to deal, for Arsenal. Anytime Real Madrid puts that kind of pressure. Yo, Absolute Muller, nice to see you in the building. Leo, the chance Darwin joins, you think it's Napoli is that high? You think 99% chance? Jeez. You're celebrating our signing. Let's go, Moonsk. Let's go. Well, there's a lot of signings to celebrate right now. There's a lot of signings to celebrate. It's not just Milos Kerkez. Wait, I want to see if this is actually real. Apparently on the Wirtz picture, guys, look, apparently on the Wirtz picture, let me have a look. Wait, no way, guys, look at this. Guys, have a look at this. So Liverpool posted a picture of Wirtz looking at a Liverpool jersey. So obviously people are going to talk about what number Wirtz could be wearing. Look, this is the picture for context. This is the picture of Florian Wirtz with the Liverpool kid. Look at the comments. Look at the comments. Mo Salah says number 8, Dominic Soboslai. Bro. No way. That's about to become a rivalry within our club. Jeez. That's about to become a rivalry. Woo. I'm surprised he commented that though. Are you guys not a little bit surprised that he commented that? At this point, Liverpool probably posted about 37 TikToks about the Wirtz signing. I mean, when you do a record deal like that, of course it makes sense that you would do that. When it's a record deal, he's the most expensive signing in the Prem history ever. I mean, not yet, but he probably will go down as that if he trigger if the add-ons are triggered. So like if we win the Champions League or things like that. Damn, you guys are dreaming if you think we're gonna get Isak and Gehi, but at the same time, why not dream? Nobody thought we were getting Wirtz in May, so I say why not dream? Because we're fans, and as fans, we should be able to dream. You know, that's part of being a fan. Yes, Kerkez is indeed signing today. He is indeed signing today, baby. What time is the Kerkez medical? Probably this afternoon because he's flying into Liverpool now. So it'll probably be this afternoon. Those medicals do take quite a while. They take hours and hours. And then tomorrow is going to be the announcement. That's what David Ornstein's saying. Or most likely, obviously, he doesn't know exactly everything. You can't know everything until it's done. But that's what's planned as of right now, apparently. Dream big. You guys are dreaming big indeed. We can sign Santiago Jimenez. Didn't he just move to AC Milan though? I thought they just signed him from Feyenoord. Like recent. So why would he leave already? Why would he leave already? You know what I'm saying? I'd be surprised at that. Really excited to see Liverpool next season. Damn, even Arsenal fans are excited to see Liverpool next season. Damn. 3 new signings. Who's likely to be the next signing? I think a center back because we probably didn't plan on selling Kwanzaa this summer, but when it became clear that Leverkusen were willing to spend that much, it could end up being 35 million pounds. And remember, for PSR, that's a very good deal for us. Why? Because we got him for nothing. He came through our academy. Kwanzaa 0, so it's a positive of 35 million pounds. That's huge for us. And then same when you think about the likes of Trent is just plus 10 million pounds. We had him on a free. Kelleher was on a free. He joined our academy. So all of those, the 3 sales so far are complete net positives on the PSR point of view, which is huge for us. It really is. What's the latest on Isak? Dean Hayes. My boy Dean, nice to see you in the building. The latest is that obviously Newcastle don't want to sell, and if they were to sell, it would be around the 150 million pound mark, which is obviously so much money. But it seems like Liverpool, if an opportunity becomes clear that it's a deal that they can somehow afford, then we would go for it. And that's why probably we're trying to envision to see how could a deal like that be made when it would by far be the record deal in British transfer history, you know? So it would take a crazy amount of money, but it seems like Liverpool want him that badly that maybe they want to try to find a way where that can be possible, you know? Arsenal is coming to watch us challenge. We signed Zubimendi. Yeah, Zubimendi is a top signing. And not just Zubimendi, I think you'll sign Benjamin Sesko. It seems like he's your top target at striker. And I think you will end up getting him. And don't forget City as well. Look how much they the signings they made this summer. It's going to be a refreshed side with Rodri. So I wouldn't count out City to go for a title race next season. I think next season on the title side of things is going to be so competitive. But I can't wait for it because it could be a title race for the ages. It really could be. It really could be. Bashar says, Leo, would you take Doué if Diaz left hypothetically? I mean, there's no hypothetical with that because PSG, similar to Newcastle, they're a type of club that don't need to sell. And Désiré Doué for them is their biggest gem for the future. He was the difference maker in a Champions League final, the trophy they wanted to win the most. I think they would ask 150 million plus if he was to leave. And even that, I don't think they'd accept just because they don't need to. You know what I mean? So they'd much rather just keep him. But yeah, I think Désiré Doué is out of the question. It's maybe even less realistic than Newcastle selling Isaac because he just signed. Whereas Isaac, I think, has 3 years left. So there could be a bit of pressure on Newcastle side of things to cash in as much as they can now before anything else, you know? Could Liverpool go in for Gordon instead of Isaac if it's not possible? I think that's definitely more likely. But someone like Anthony Gordon would probably cost 80 million. And the reason I say 80 million is it goes back to what we were saying before. Newcastle are in no hurry to sell. They don't. From a PSR point of view, they're actually apparently in a good place. And anyways, there's some other players in the squad they can probably sell to raise some funds, not one of their stars in Anthony Gordon or Alexander Isak. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's one to look out for, but that's why getting any Newcastle player right now is very difficult just because of the strong financial position of Newcastle and how well the club did last season. You know what I mean? That's what makes those two such difficult deals. But me personally, I would absolutely love Anthony Gordon because I've seen him also play, obviously his preferred position is left wing. I've seen him play on the right wing too for Newcastle and he was fantastic. So he definitely brings you that versatility where, let's say, Mohamed Salah leaves for AFCON, he can absolutely step in and play right wing in a natural way. So I think he would be a fantastic signing, but are we going to spend that much money on him? Seems very unlikely. But if you tell me Lucho leaves this summer, I think it's more likely we sign someone like Gordon than Désiré Doué. That's for sure. Because again, Désiré Doué, just no chance. 3187 says the inflation in today's market is crazy. Imagine what prime Messi would cost today. I mean, to be fair, even back then, I think Barca saw Messi as priceless. I don't think he was ever leaving in his prime. I truly think he was priceless for them. And they probably see Lamine Yamal as the same thing, where like even if a club bid 400 million, I don't think they want to sell because he's just like their gem and he's going to be the face of that team for many, many years like Messi was. You know what I mean? So I don't think those players, they put a price on them. Because again, there's other players in the team they can sell to raise funds if they want to. And those players want to stay. Like Lamine Yamal is a Barca fan. It's his dream to play for Barca. Why would he move to any other club in his prime? It was the same thing with Messi, you know? Malik Fofana is a name I think very much so could happen. Malik Fofana, keep an eye out on him, you guys. Fantastic young talent. He's one that is definitely versatile. Definitely versatile. He's just 20 years old. He's playing for Ligue 1. But they're asking for minimum 50 million euros. They're asking for minimum 50 million euros. He just turned 20 in March from Belgium. And he made 29 appearances in Ligue 1. He made 29 appearances out of a possible 34. So he was an absolute starter for Lyon already at the age of 20. And he got 9 goal contributions. He can play left wing, right wing, both sides he can play. So yeah, he brings that versatility as well. And in October of last year, he made his first cap for Belgium as well. So he's already a Belgium international at just 20 years old. So definitely he's one to look out for. You know, if one of our other attackers leave, I think he's one to keep an eye on, 100%. What will be the transfer fee for Chiesa? I think around the 20 million euro mark is probably what we're going to be asking for. King Kenny says, Leo, why do you look like Joe Neves? I mean, how could I say why? This is just genes. I'm a mix of what my mom and my dad look like. So I don't know. I don't know about the why question, but I can probably see it. I'm like a young looking white dude from Europe. So yeah, you know what I mean. Like your hair, bro. Alinas, thank you. I think I'm gonna grow it out a little bit. I want to see if I can have a full-on afro. I want to try to grow it because my hair won't go down. When I grow my hair out, it gets puffy like up. So I think it would be fun to have a bit of like puff going up. I don't know. Or maybe I should cut it because it's getting so hot right now. I'm hesitant. Yo, Daily Football. Nice to see you in the building. What's good? Thoughts on Yildiz as a left-wing option? He could be great, but I don't think Juve want to sell. And he would cost a lot of money for that reason, you know? No, Virgil van Dijk, it seems like he's going to be announced tomorrow. David Ornstein is saying that he expects the announcement from Liverpool to be tomorrow for Milos Kerkez. You think I should cut it? Ahmed, we were talking about in the beginning, but now we got into other things too. What you see right here, that's the headline. The fact that Milos Kerkez, this is the update from about an hour ago from David Ornstein, that he's going to fly into the UK. He's in Serbia right now, and he's going to undergo a medical ahead of completing his transfer from Bournemouth. It's going to be around a £40 million fee, and he's expected to sign a 5-year contract. And in that article, Ornstein also said that the announcement from Liverpool is expected to be tomorrow. Yo, LFC God, nice to see you in the building. Who says, I'm in class right now, but I have you on my laptop. Oh God, I'm going to get you in trouble. Oh God, I'm going to get you in trouble. Do you think Wirtz will be like a Coutinho regen? I don't like to compare players from the past to the present, though. I just don't like that. But do I think there's similarities between them? 100%, because I don't think we've had a midfield player like Coutinho at the club until now. And what I mean is a player who's just a magician on the ball, who can create something out of nothing. That's what Wirtz brings you. And where will he probably be most important, Florian Wirtz? In games like last season against PSG, where you need that special bit of magic that's going to be a difference maker. And I think that's what we've signed Wirtz for. He's a gem on the ball and very hard working off the ball. And that's why I think we see him as an X factor. And Coutinho definitely was that. Coutinho was that type of player where in tight spaces, you felt like he could really do anything when he was on it. You know, I remember the last 6 months, he was on a different level. So I think I agree that you could say they're similar in the sense of kind of magicians on the ball to dictate the tempo in the final third. Yes. But I think Florian Wirtz is even more direct than Coutinho was. And Florian Wirtz is probably harder worker off the ball. So that's why we've decided to go so big on him. You know what I mean? LFC God says we have a cover in chemistry and she's so chill, not gonna lie. I mean, often cover teachers are very chill because they know they're just there to keep everybody at bay. They know no one's really going to be doing anything. They know no one's really going to be doing any work when the main teacher's not there, so the substitutes are aware of their positions. They just got to make sure it doesn't become chaos in the classroom. Leo Messi was the only magician. Come on, bro. You can't be saying that. You're saying Neymar wasn't a magician on his day? Are you kidding me? You're saying Eden Hazard wasn't a magician on his day? Bro, we've been blessed with incredible footballers. But the best magician I've seen of all time, I agree, is Lionel Messi. That's without a question. Because I was too young for Ronaldinho's prime. Gavi says, what's up, Leo? I'm so annoyed because this means Robbo is leaving. No thoughts? I think so. I think Costas could stay and Robbo could leave given the strong interest Atletico Madrid are showing. The only way, though, I think he stays is if Atletico Madrid aren't willing to offer proper money, which maybe could end up being the case. So we got to keep an eye out on that. Bashar says, Leo, how about Maxime Esteve from Burnley? He's a class center back. I haven't watched him. I haven't watched him enough to give you an opinion. But I have heard his name being mentioned 100%. Do you think we'll sign Guehi? It's looking very possible. It's looking very possible, to be honest. Milos Medicals today. Yes, it is indeed. Yo, Reflex Expert, nice to see you in the building. Guehi seems likely now, but what's with the striker? I think what's with the striker is we're hoping and praying that maybe Newcastle can budge a bit on the price and then we'll move forward and try to go all in on him. If not, I think our backup is Hugo Ekitike. That's what a lot of the reports are saying. Leo, we won't have boxing matches this season? Why won't we have Boxing Day matches? Milos Monday Medical, all M's, yeah. If Lucho leaves, we can start Chiesa. Nah, bro, Chiesa's leaving. I think there's definitely a bigger chance of Chiesa leaving than Lucho leaving. The only thing preventing Guehi from joining is the game time. Yep. And that's why Hato, I agree, would make some sense. But that's if the way he could be guaranteed minutes if Ibu doesn't end up staying. And we probably have a good idea right now whether he's going to stay or not behind the scenes. Because they're definitely in negotiations over that extension. And they must know whether they're confident or not that he will stay. They have all that info, you know? Susan says, hey, Leo, do you think Guehi is definite? No, I don't think so. The reason I don't think it's definite, I think we definitely want him. But all the reports are saying that Mark Guehi, because it's going to be competitive to be that starting center back for England at the World Cup, he definitely needs to be in a team where he starts week in, week out in the Premier League. So he's going to be talking to Liverpool and saying, like, listen, I really desperately want to join you, but if I'm going to be second fiddle to Virgil and Ibu, and I'm just going to play in the cup competitions, then I can't join you right now. I can maybe join you next summer, but right now, I just need regular minutes all the time. So I'm not sure exactly what will happen, and I can understand that because, remember, for many players, he's going to be, 25? I think he's going to be 25 at the World Cup. This is his prime. Like, your biggest dream as a player, no matter how much you love your club, this and that, to play, to represent your nation at a World Cup, that's got to be up there with the all-time things that you want. You know what I mean? So I think it's very much dependent on that, and we shall see what ends up happening, you know? Yo, Kai, nice to see you in the building. What's good? Harvey Elliott says he wants to leave Liverpool. Yeah, and it looks like Brighton are interested as well. But that's my only concern, Susan. My only concern is if Guehi signs, I think it might be an indication that maybe Ibu will leave, and I would be devastated by that news because I really want Ibu Konate to stay. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. It's hard to know exactly, but that scares me a little bit, to be honest. Reflex Expert says, are Harvey and Endo staying now? I think Harvey will leave. It looks like there's a number of clubs interested, including Brighton. I don't think he's going to stay and probably play less minutes than he did last season. No chance of that. In this moment in time in his career, I don't see that for him. I think he'll leave, but Endo has already come out and said that he wants to stay. You know what I mean? And that he's okay with this kind of squad role that he had last season. So I think he will stay. And he's the model professional, so I think he's also the dream for Adne Slot, because if we have an injury crisis, let's just say, you always have to be prepared for that, for like a plan C. Endo is that type of player where in many positions you'd put him there and you know he'd step up for you with solid performances. You know what I mean? Is Kerkez full medical today? It sounds like it. Where would Harvey go? Rahman, the current links right now are saying Brighton. It seems like they really want him in this moment in time. Brighton. By the way, new reports is saying that Liverpool's buyback clause for Joel Quansah is worth more than 60 million euros, which is around 51 million pounds. So, and that was one of the keys to him moving to the Bundesliga. So it is a lot of money, but to be fair, if he ends up being one of the best center backs in the future and he develops his game in a major way at Leverkusen under Ten Hag, then, you know, and he's worth that price, it's great that we can trigger that clause and take him back, you know, because he really definitely has the potential to be one of the best. He's not there now, but he has everything you would want, you know, to be a top elite center back. He has the height, the strength, the pace, you know, and then the footballing IQ, that intelligence within the game is only going to develop with experience, you know, and he's definitely going to be a starter at Leverkusen. Otherwise, they wouldn't have spent that much money. No way. If he was just there to be on the bench, you know what I mean? Mo Salah's really playing around. Susan, I bet you're talking about this. Let me pull it up. Look, guys, I just made a post about this. This comment that he had on Wirtz's post. Look, guys, I think this is what you're referring to. I just made a post on this. Look. What's a realistic price for... I think the realistic price for Ekitike is around 80 million euros. Big fan from Australia, big up. And then Isaac, I think it would have to be at 150 million pounds. Like, think about it. If we spend 116 million pounds on Florian Wirtz, if I'm Newcastle, I'm asking minimum 150 million pounds for Alexander Isaac. He has 3 years left on his contract, I think. So those, I think, are realistic prices. Reflex Expert says, I haven't heard a lot about Robbo and Kostas at the moment. No, but at the moment, it seems like Robbo is more likely to leave because of that strong interest from Atletico Madrid. But we shall see. We haven't had an update in a few days. Big up, Jordan. Nice to see you in the building. Aiden, he was responding to it was a comment that he left on a Liverpool post. Look, this one with the jersey. This one. That Liverpool posted. It's like Wirtz looking at the kit. This season's kit. I don't know why it's still blurry, but Sobo and Salah duo is amazing, yeah. They played so well. Remember that City game last season away from home when Sobo played in that false 9 role? Fantastic. Anyways, you guys, I'm gonna have to go right now. I'm gonna have to go to lunch and I have some things to prep. But big up to all of you for being in the building. I appreciate you guys as always. I want to bring that positive energy on this Monday because it looks like it's Milos Monday in terms of him. He's going to be flying in from Serbia, passing his medical today. Tomorrow it should be announced, and we'd have our first 3 major signings. These 3, look at that beauty. These 3 in the building already. So, guys, I will see you very, very soon. I hope you all have a beautiful start to your week and look out for some videos to come. Ciao, guys. You'll never walk alone. See you soon. Sending my love to all of you. I'll see y'all very, very soon. Up the Reds. What a transfer.